Hey yo, what's goody everybody? Today's topic, pick your friends wisely. When it comes to friends, it doesn't matter how long they've been in your life. What really matters is if they dim or brighten your lights. Today's three focuses are people, traits, and how to reciprocate. So now that we're live, let's dive. Point number 1. Identify what matters. Friendship is a word that can be shallow, but also deep. But their morals will determine which ones to keep. Sean and Marlon Wayans says, it starts with inner peace. Sean and Marlon are famous brothers and comedic duo dating back to their TV show, all the way up to blockbuster movies. They view each other so highly that they named their first son after each other. This is what Marlon has to say about his brother. We live for each other and die for each other. Now you could argue he's only saying that because they're blood, but it's much greater than that. It's centered around true love. The first key for identifying what matters is focus, because a bad friend is focused on money and materials, while a great friend is focused on family and friends. And let's just be honest, if you're only focused on earthly desires, your life's just going to lead to regret. Because while they're constantly focused on money, cars, power, and sex, they're never satisfied because they're seeking what's next. Instead, a great friend is aware of the greater things in life, focused on family, faith, love, and peace, seeking to gratify others. They'll never feel the need to compete. The second key is messaging, because a bad friend is constantly negative in the meeting, while a great friend is positive and uplifting. We've all had bad days at work or at school, or did bad on an exam or in our sport. We don't need to be constantly reminded of what we did wrong. Instead, a bad friend is going to constantly remind you of what you did bad, and they'll even crack jokes for their own enjoyment. And even when you've done something great that you feel really high about, they'll knock you down a peg out of jealousy. Constantly trying to beat you up, this guy over here is going to lift you up. When you're low, they're going to pick you up. In addition to that, when you're high, they're going to congratulate you and then shift you up. So then the third key is habits. Because while one person's habits will regress you, a great person's habits will progress you. This is mainly centered around hobbies. Hobbies are great to have and great to do, but when you're doing them excessively, it just completely takes away from you. Gaming all night, partying or going to the bars constantly, or binge watching TV shows and movies, it just leads to you staying up late and then waking up late and even skipping class. Instead, a great friend is going to be aware of their circle and tell those guys, you know what, you all have fun. I'm going to pass, because at the end of the day, birds of the same feather flock together. This guy over here is going to fly you into sunny weather. After all, Sean Wayne says, we truly love each other. Their bond transcends blood. They're truly there for one another. That's what leads me to point number 2. Point number 2. Focus on values. When things are going great, everything's peachy on the surface. But when things are going bad, they'll show you if they're really worthless. Jennifer Lawrence says, it starts in here. Jennifer Lawrence is a blockbuster movie star that transcends genre, and she's uniquely known for being herself. This is what she has to say about everyone else. I have an amazing group of friends who are not in the business, who I trust, because I don't feel any different. So I surround myself with people who don't fake laugh at my jokes. Essentially, she's telling everybody, don't surround yourself with people who care about what you do. Surround yourself with people who care for you. And the first key for focus on values is kindness, because while one treats others poorly, the other treats others with affection. We've seen this in all of our walks of life, where a group of people treats their friends or those of status or those in their cliques one way to give off a facade. Meanwhile, they're treating those who they view as less than a little odd. This even includes waiters, janitors, or those who are not viewed as cool, while they're treating everybody differently, a great friend is treating everyone how they're supposed to be. They're treating everyone the same, because it doesn't matter what you do. I'm putting everybody in the same frame. The second key is goal, because a bad friend is directionless, while a great friend is goal oriented. At the end of the day, what are we striving for? And a bad friend, it just goes through the motions of the day by day. Clock in, clock out 9 to 5, and then go to the bars, play the game, or binge watch movies, and just rinse, repeat. While this person is complacent, a great friend is finding the next thing to seek. They're focused on their success, promotion, goals, or God. They're ignoring the crowd and they're conquering the odds. And the final key is how they view you. A bad friend will use you while a great friend improves you. This is when a friend will simply see you as a means to an end, where they're seeing you for free food, free rides, or just a punching bag for when they feel bad, or just cracking jokes to let off steam. Meanwhile, if you become famous or super popular, they'll even turn to yes man, where they're seeking out your popularity, exclusivity, access to parties, and money. Meanwhile, a great friend could care less about your status. They're focused on the bee, not the honey. In addition, when you start to become really good and become really successful and big-headed, they're not afraid to say no. They'll knock you down a peg and shift you back into perspective. After all, Jennifer Lawrence even says, "I tell my friends to slap me if they ever think I'm getting full of myself." She doesn't care about the people that say yes. She cares about the people who have her best interests, that put her in check. That's what leads me to point number 3. Point number 3, two-way street. Friendship goes both ways. The first 2 points was just how you measure. Now it's time we do our part so we don't lose our treasure. Kobe Bryant and Pau Gasol say, it starts with reliability. Both NBA superstar Hall of Famers for the Los Angeles Lakers. Their bond transcended the court and became godfathers to each other's kids. This is what Kobe Bryant has to say about Pau. "I love Pau, a great player, but an even better friend. That's a sentiment to a man that had his back all the way to the very end." The first key to two-way street is how you view yourself, because a bad friend views themselves greater than, while a great friend views himself the same. This is when we get too caught up in measuring ourselves based on what society says, whether that is how much money we have, our jobs, or who we date, expecting to be put on a pedestal because of societal norms. A great friend could care less about your form. They understand that whether you're doing great or you're doing really bad, my goal is to uplift you. They value the golden rule, which is a hidden treasure and a golden gift too. And the final key is reliability, because a bad friend is unreliable while a great friend is dependable. A bad friend is only there for you when it's convenient to them. They're never there for you when you need them most. They're never on time. They cancel last minute. And they're always busy despite having set plans. Instead, a great friend is dependable and is always there to give a hand. And if they have to cancel, they have a reasonable excuse. Plus, they follow it up with, "How can I make it up to you?" This is what Pau Gasol has to say about the late Kobe Bryant. "The brother that elevated me, challenged me, inspired me to be a better player, just to be a better man overall. I miss him." Even with Kobe gone, the Bryant family, Pau is still involved with them. Those are the friends we need to treasure. Those are our gems. So in conclusion, remember these 3 things. Point number 1, identify what matters. Those are the friends to keep. Point number 2, focus on values. They make you your best. Then point number 3, two-way street. The golden rule applies both to you and me. So those are the 3 keys that make up pick your friends wisely. From one witness to another, you are special. Hook out.